Good morning, afternoon, evening, whatever time it is in your neck of the woods. Hello, hello. Welcome to my dev life. I'm Marcus, and we're going to be working on some more SwiftUI. I'll say it's morning for me. I'm sorry for being late. I know we were supposed to start streaming like half an hour ago. Had issues with the royalty, the stock music thing. I was using Pretzel Rocks, and for whatever reason, I logged in. They said I didn't have a subscription, but I also couldn't link stuff because it said an existing subscription already existed. So anyway, still figuring out all this stuff, but I kind of have a feeling I'll be doing it forever. But anyway, we're here now. We're streaming. We got a different system running, and I'm excited to chat with everyone. See, we have a few people tuned in. Welcome. As always, you can definitely hit up that chat. Let me know things if there's things you want me to do or just want to chat. Tell me how your weekend was. I'd love to hear that. And it's been a few days since I've streamed. It was last Wednesday because we moved the Thursday stream to Wednesday because Thursday was the 4th of July here in America, and we were out. But so it's been a while. I haven't really worked much on the app since then, so it's definitely there hasn't been a ton of movement in the last couple days, but that's how it is sometimes, especially when you got holidays. So we'll just dive on in here. I'll show you the one thing I did get done here, and that was, if I can pop open a simulator here, let's throw that. You know what, we don't need you for now, as I did work on the tablet layout a little bit. So I'm now using a navigation split view. If you want to see what that looks like, I definitely can do that here. So for example, this events list, we now have a navigation split view, and I'm still not sure I'm doing this 100% right, to be honest, because I'm pushing with navigation, I'm pushing the navigation link here, but as you can see, it doesn't really work when I do this. I think I have a way to fix that though. We'll look at that in a second. And then same with the people here. Of course, navigation split view, you can automatically have this collapsing thing, which is cool. And all the dialogues, I've made sure that they're all kind of using the cancellation and confirmation action. So I think they all look pretty sweet. I think it's coming along. I was trying to see if there's a way that you can put that in its own window. It's kind of interesting. Not that I think we need to do it for this, but anyway. I like how this kind of adapts on the bottom. It's a nice looking thing. If I rotate it, it still works here. If I can shrink this, it still looks nice. Can do the pop over kind of thing. I'm not trying to get it to auto close this. I'd like when I select this to dismiss. Maybe that's not easy. I don't know. But anyway, just been working on the tablet layout a little bit so that it works well on different screens and just kind of playing around. So that is the main thing I've been working on, and just little stuff to make sure that everything's working as expected. Let's see here. And of course it says, hey, I missed my simulator, but we're going to keep testing on an iPhone simulator. I just find it easier to do that. So that's what we're going to do. So what's on the schedule for today? Well, how about we look at, so today what I titled the stream, if you saw it, is, once this gets loaded up here, I'll show you actually. We'll wait for this to boot up. It's taking forever. This is when it'd be nice to have someone to chat with, Maybe I need to invite a guest onto the stream. This is sure taking its time. There it goes. Took a while. And it's not even there yet. It's just attached. This is why I should have left this open, shouldn't I? Because then it would have already been attached. I will tell you, I got new glasses. I don't know if anybody saw that. That was one thing that happened this weekend. That was awesome. All right, we're back in business here. So, oops, Did I already break it? Huh. Didn't love that error message. Let's try again. Hopefully it'll be faster. There it goes, because it was all synced. So this looks good. So, one thing I did get to is we now have a detail view. I think we did this actually in the last stream. A detail view for the GIFs. Oops, that was weird. It like went back twice. Yeah, this is still doing this. Maybe this is that bug I was talking about with the navigation split view. So maybe we should just fix that now. I didn't realize it was affecting this too. I think the main issue is that we are in the event section here. We're pushing on. Where's our navigation? Is it in the row that I did that? Okay, it's in the row. This event form. But this event form really should be a navigation stack. Like a whole stack, basically. Because if I go into here, I don't think it is. And so there's like not a new navigation stack to link into this other page. So when I go in here, see there's no animation. It just kind of looks weird and not correct. So what I could do is just wrap this in navigation stack. But that doesn't feel very reusable and nice to use, you know? So part of me, and the other thing is, there's two types of navigation link. There's kind of this imperative one, but I just watched a WWDC session from a couple years ago where they introduced this navigation link and other stuff. And they said there's actually a different way to do this that you're supposed to do now, and it's basically where you still have the label, but instead of this navigation link, you give it a value, which is a binding to something or other. I think that's what it is. Now it's giving me errors. So let's create here a binding for a persistent identifier. And we'll say let that binding, and this isn't how Swift does it. See, I'm out of practice. It's been a few days. We'll call this selected event ID, which will be that binding. And then we'll say selected event ID. We'll see if that makes the compiler happy. Nope. Cannot find persistent identifier. Well, that's because you need Swift data, so I can fix that one. Maybe it just doesn't like that I put the $, which would make sense because it is the binding itself. Consecutive statements. Do you need a comma there? No. I really thought I had this all set, but apparently not. This is what I was using, the destination and label, but that's not how I want to do it. There's a different constructor. All right, we're gonna have to Google. This is why you tune into these, right? Is to watch a man Google. So that's what we're gonna do. Oops, I need a new Safari window, please. This happens every time, doesn't it? On stream. Think I'd learn. Like a new personal window. There we go. And we'll say Swift UI navigation link. Let's just see what the internet has for me. See what the official docs, if I can find it. So this is the way I was using it. And you can also do it this way where you just pass in like the text, but I want like a custom label. So that won't work. Here, value. See? Oh, maybe value shouldn't be the binding. Maybe that's the problem. And see, this is like the text. Can you do a label and a value? So instead of that, we don't need to know about that. Let's say your value is just event.id, right? Our persistent model ID. And then we can get rid of this Swift data import probably. Is this going to be fine? Consecutive statements must be into dupe. Huh, maybe this isn't possible in the way I want. Because I do want the value, but I don't want it to be, I want to give it a custom label. Value label. Okay, there is a constructor. I'm just doing it wrong. Maybe it's mad because since it's the only, that's probably it. It was the only closure, and when it's the only closure, you're not supposed to give it the name. That's a Swift thing that I'm still clearly figuring out. Okay, so now we have our navigation link set with a value. Now the reason that's interesting is we have a list here, and we can say a selection, and here's where I'm going to have my selected event, and then that's going to complain that that doesn't exist. So let's create state private var selected event, and we'll say that is a nillable persistent model. Come on, you were just there. Identifier. There we go. I guess it wasn't persistent model identifier, just persistent identifier. So that creates our binding here, and I think it just automatically will scope up to this. I guess we'll see, won't we? And then we have to, for detail here, we'll say if let selected event. Did I call it just selected event? Should I call it selected event ID? I think I should, because it is an ID. It's not the actual event object, right? So we'll say if let selected event ID, which would mean that should be a null check if I'm following Swift whatnot. Then we'll say selected event ID. No, here's where we'll do our thing. So we'll say an event, and I think it's called an event form, and we need an event. And oh man, we won't be able to use selected event ID here because we actually need the event object for this. All right, so let's just do that, and we'll see. I'm worried that because this is like a persistent model that this is going to cause issues, but I guess we'll see. And that means in our row here, we'll just say the value is the event itself. We'll see if this works. Otherwise, say select an event. Okay. Let's rebuild this. And honestly, it may make more sense to actually test this on the iPad because it's easier probably to see that split view behavior. But here, that seems to work. Where it's doing a weird thing on... It's like doing a weird jump edit thing. Do you guys see that? I'm not sure. And then if I click here, yeah, see it's still, oh, that's because we didn't actually do this. So I think here is where it makes sense not to question. Here it makes sense to embed this. Can we? Okay, apparently not easily. In a navigation stack. And the reason is, oops. If this is a navigation stack, I think this will cause our navigation issues to go away because we'll have the stack inside the detail that we can navigate through. So, hello. Did you fail to build or something? No, you're running. You're just taking your sweet time. On stream. I do wonder if maybe on stream I don't know. All right, let's test it. Hey, see, that looks better. It's weird it doesn't... Well, this is a pretty long title. This is a smaller title. See, It's weird when like it chooses back versus not. Okay, that time it did. I'll look at for really long ones, it like just does the chevron. It's kind of interesting. I didn't realize that. But this seems to be working now the way I'd expect it. I bet people though is in the same problem. Yep. So we'll go fix it there. And I think this is a more standard way to do what we're trying to do here. We'll test on the iPad too once we fix the people. So the people list, it's the same thing. Here it's a little easier though because it's all just in the one file because the label is really simple for now. And this ID was interesting. I forget why we had this, but we'll chop it off for now and see if we break everything. So instead of doing this, we'll just have this. And then in the detail, oh, we need our state variable. Dum-ba-dum-ba-dum. Selected person, which will be a nullable person. And then this, we combine that to the list here. Beautiful. And we'll say if let selected person, oops. Then do a person form with that person. And no, with that selected person. And then can I do an embed here? It's weird that you can't. I don't love that. But that, and then we'll say navigation stack for that person form. And then we will rerun. See what we get. All right, people, Harry, that works. And then if I want to go to the event, it pops nice. That pops nice. See, we should be able to go like forever. And then we can go back forever too, and it all animates nicely, which is great. Try it on another one just to make sure, I guess. Perfect. Oh, that's weird. Select a person. Oh. I think we need an explicit else here. That's kind of interesting. Did we do the same thing over here? Because I bet we did. Yeah. That's kind of interesting. So we're still returning that, I guess. I'm not sure how. I did that auto, like, put in a stack or something. I don't know. That's weird. I don't love using else, but Swift has weird shortcuts, so I don't know. I don't know what's more proper there. All right, it's gone now. Cool. So let's try this on the iPad. Let's stop you and let's see if this just fixed our issue there too. Because if it did, that'd be sweet. Be a big fan. This may take forever to boot up, and I'm sorry. We could look at the Apple News head. Oh, no, it didn't take forever to boot up. That was very kind of it. All right. So we have Harry and Ginny's wedding. We go to the gift. Yeah, look at that. Beautiful animation. It's like in the detail here. So if I go here, it'll... see how it's not updating? That's why we had that ID. Which is like a workaround for I guess there's this bug in SwiftUI that means that those things won't update automatically. It's kind of weird. So we'll just tag the detail. I wonder if we need to tag the whole navigation stack. I don't know. We're going to see, because I don't really understand what ID even is and why this works, but it works, apparently. And it did work last time. Basically, you had to tag this ID so that it knows to rebuild when that selection changes or something, but I don't know. I'm no expert. Is it going to take forever this time now? Is that what it's going to be? All right. Now can I switch between, yep, Harry and the wedding and his birthday. Interesting that I don't have, oh, you know why? Because this is a different device. And so that's why I don't have all my events and stuff. That's okay. And then people, we can change, we can navigate, which is cool. Now what happens if I go to like Ron here? It pops everything off automatically. Pretty good. So this works on the iPad. I'm a big fan of that. Like I said, I don't want to actually use the iPad though, because I think it's too big for, I'm primarily doing this on the phone, right? That's the primary form factor, at least right now. So I'd love to support lots of devices. I've been looking a lot into Apple Watch and how to support that. That may come sooner than later, because I really love the idea of being able to quickly enter stuff for Apple Watch, but not at the moment. It's not a priority. Priority is get this thing shipped in the phone. So that's where we're gonna go. This is music, bringing everyone down. This is really kind of sad music. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know my normal music thing. It wasn't working. We'll see if we can skip this song though. It's very calm. It's because I have ambient selected. Maybe I should try not ambient. But if I do just electronic, it's going to be party music. Yeah, is that better? Is that worse? Do people hate that? I don't know. You'll have to chat in and tell me. All right. Our navigation is all set. Beautiful. And all right, we fixed that bug. That wasn't the plan for today. But hey, sometimes when bugs come a-calling, that's what you do. You fix them. So they're fixed there. We're good. So this music is crazy. I can't even think. I'm turning it down. You guys can still hear it. All right, but I can't. I don't want to hear it sometimes. I need it to be away so I can think. So what are we doing today? Well, I want to be able to track some of the events here, and actually specifically with a gift, I want to be able to select what stage it's at. So does it start? So it starts at maybe like just an idea. Well, and actually it starts as an idea for the person. So like, hey, here's an idea for Ginny Weasley, right? Ginny doesn't have any ideas. Harry probably does. Yeah, so like a firebolt, right? And I want to be able to then, but so to have those ideas, but when you decide, hey, I'm gonna buy a gift, I want you to be able to create a gift and put it in here as like, hey, I think I might get this gift. So, and then from there, I want you to be able to select and say like, okay, I think about getting it. Now I've actually purchased it, and then I've, so I think. Here, let's write this down. What's a good place to do this? We'll do good old Excel draw because I love it. Do it nice and big so everyone can see it. So it starts out with, can you do bullets in here? Not really, that's okay. We'll start with it's just an idea. Then it's purchase. Then it's wrapped, right? Like, hey, I've purchased it, I've wrapped it, it's ready to go. And then, anything else? I guess done. But done kind of happens automatically, which is something else we'll have to look at. But like, if the event's passed, I don't want you to have to go in and say, it's done. Is this it? Purchased? I don't know, maybe like arrived? Because what if you bought it online? Maybe there's going to be different things for different types of gifts. Like if you bought it online, then maybe it's different. And honestly, some other things we should put in there. We'll say like other gift fields is So, for sure, like, what type it is. So, like, is it online? Is it in person? And actually, the where you bought it. And also, there's homemade gifts. That's something I want to think about too. Like, purchase is probably the wrong word because that implies you're always buying a gift. Sometimes you're making it. Although sometimes you're making it, but you have to buy materials. Do you want to get that granular? Be like, hey, I bought the materials. It would be nice to keep track of how much you paid for those materials, though. Maybe homemade gifts are like their whole other beast that we can tackle later, because they're maybe a little more complicated. But you don't want to make it too complicated, because, you know, it should be easy to use, all this stuff. Anyway, I'm overthinking it. Where you bought it, like the retailer would be cool. A tracking number would be nice if it's like a shipping thing, because then with the tracking number, tracking information, which is a whole world, like I'll have to probably use an external API to keep track of that, but it'd be super nice to just keep track of your gifts and where they're coming and stuff. Yeah, I can't think of other stuff for now, but this is a lot here. And you know, I'll add the field that we're gonna work on today, which is like the status. So like, is it an idea, purchased, arrived, wrapped, done? And I think wrapped maybe. Oh, hey, look at that. We have another follower, Nate. Is that briefed? I don't know how to say that. But hey, thanks for the follow. Really appreciate it. Oh, and look at that. A nice chat. That's an ad for something else, which, you know, I love. You're looking out for me. Unfortunately, I'm not going to allow that on my stream, which is a bummer, because I love that someone came and actually chatted. That's cool. Thanks for the follow. But let's see. How do I take that off? We're gonna find out together here. You can reply there. I wanna do something else with it. I'm not sure. Maybe I can't actually take it off of the stream chat, but I can do this. There. Alright. But thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. I really do. Cool. All right. I think we have our marching orders here. So we're going to go to the gift model. Boom, 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 boom. Purchased gifts. And interesting. I'm calling this a purchased gift, but like now we're saying we're tracking it before purchased, which is a little weird, but I'm okay with that only because this is still a gift you intend on purchasing, right? So I think that's fine. So we'll create a new enum here. I've never stored an enum to Swift data, so we'll see what's up here. We'll make an enum and call it purchased gift status, and we'll say well, we'll just start with these ones that we have. So what were they? Idea is like the wrong word, isn't it? I'm gonna say like planned, like I'm planning on buying this, right? And then we'll have purchase. And is this not how you do enums? I thought this was. Weird. Maybe I need to do a quick Google. Do enums in Swift. We'll do a quick read. Oh, it's the word case. Interesting. I don't know if I've ever seen that in a different language like this, but I'm happy with it. Planned, purchase. All right, what else do we got? Arrived. Arrived is like so like online shopping, isn't it? Maybe instead of arrived, maybe it's like in hand, received, at home, I don't know, what should we call this? Maybe obtained? Obtained sounds too... Obtained sounds like way too formal, doesn't it? I guess we don't have to call it that in the UI. But, I don't know. Anyway, alright, we'll just call it obtained for now. And then we have two more. Wrapped and done. Maybe prepared for wrapped, and then we'll say done. Means it's done forever. All right, we'll try this, and we'll say status is a purchase gift status, and we'll see if it complains about this. Interesting. I guess this is fine for Swift data. We'll see if it builds. We'll add it to the constructor. Say it's a purchase gift status, and it starts as, we'll say by default it's a planned, which just makes sense, right? It's the first status. And I'm actually gonna try to organize this a tiny bit. Beautiful. We'll say self.status is status. Beautiful. Let's just see, did adding that break Swift data? Yes, it did. It didn't like that. Alright, let's do a quick how to store enums in Swift data. What do you got? Stack Overflow. This issue has been fixed since iOS 17 beta 7. Code now works correctly. Oh, so you extend an int and make it codable, huh? Okay. Does it have to be an int? I wonder if it works with a string. I'd much rather have a string than an int, to be honest. So we'll make it be a string and codable. Sure. And then it's just you set it equal to stuff. So this can equal, nope, planned, like that. And then we'll just update these. Purchased, obtained, prepared, done. Just like that. Very cool. I think that's cool. I think that, well, I guess we'll see. Does that run? Does that build? Yay, that built. All right. Great, great. So now let's add that in our purchase gift detail thing here. So we have our cost and we have the people right now, right? Let's go to somewhere where there's a gift. We have just our cost and then the people too that are like involved. So I think we'll just put it right in this cost, this main section here, right underneath. Let's go right above. And I think it's going to be a picker. Definitely. And I forget all the syntax on picker. What do we need for a picker? Let's see. Yeah, I have my enum. And then so you give it a name, and then you give it a binding, and then you can give it your options. Seems easy enough. So we'll say a name, status, and then a binding. We'll say, is it selection? We'll say gift dot status. And then for the options, we'll just do a for each over purchased gift status dot all dot, I thought there was like an all options thing. Is that what that case iterable? Okay, wait, hold up. So if I go back to the picker, oh come on, you have documentation for picker. Don't even pretend like you don't. This is just, I mean, come on. You just had it like a second ago. Is it gonna know I want SwiftUI You know, technology's really letting me down today. It's just not what I want. Alright, sorry about all this. Case iterable is what I want, I think. Because I think that means that you can iterate this all cases. Let's just make sure that's not built. Yeah, that's not built into the enum. But I think if I do this and I say this is case iterable, a type that provides a collection of all its values. Yes, please. Then I can say all cases. So I'm just going to loop through all the cases, and then we'll give a text that is, I probably have it. We'll probably have it there. We'll say status dot raw value, and then we'll tag it with the status. I don't know if you need to tag it, to be honest, but we're going to try it. We're going to do it. Oh, I just saw there's an issue here. Referencing init content for each requires that purchase gifts status conform to identifiable. What if I just say that? Is that going to work for you? I don't know. I guess it did. Look at that. Thanks for that error, Swift. That was really good. You couldn't have figured that out yourself, I'm sure. So now if I go pick a gift, oh, it's going to crash. I didn't like that. Why didn't it like that? It's not a very helpful error. Is it because it's like not set in Swift data? Like, do I need to do a migration? Is that the problem? It's unclear. You know, one thing I didn't do, I'm just realizing, is I didn't set a default here. Let's just see. Oh, it requires the full name, even though it's right there. Very strange. But who am I to complain? Who am I to tell the compiler what to do? You know, that's not my job. Okay, are we running? Still gonna crash. This is a very strange error. And I'm not sure what it's mad about. That seems very unhelpful, to be honest. Selection is gift.status. You know what I could do? Just to test if that's the issue. Just make it nillable. I don't think that'll break anything, but yeah, just see if that's the issue. Because presumably then it'll come up as nil. Yep, that was the issue apparently. Alright, I'm having that issue again where I can't select. And also these are all lowercase. Interesting. I can fix that here, because I think I can just say this is planned and purchased and obtained and prepared and done. And I think I can still even localize those, which is kind of cool. But why is this not selecting? Like everything else is working, right? I think that's saved. Yeah. But for whatever reason, I can't change the picker value. I had this happen last time on stream, or a couple times ago on stream, where the pickers weren't picking. Like, what is going on? Why is picker not easy for me to do? What could it possibly be? Very strange, right? Am I doing everything here? Yeah. Oh, you can just say capitalized. You know what? I'm going to do that instead. Sorry. I know I'm kind of ignoring the issue, but I'm ignoring the issue for a second. So that I can think. Here they dealt with the identifiable thing in a different way. Interesting. Why is my picker not picking? Because it definitely should, right? Is it because it's nillable? Is it something like that? Something weird? Like if I make it non-nillable? Is it just gonna break again though? In which case I have to do like a migration, which I'm not going to do because that's a lot of work. Right now, yeah, it's gonna break it. It's gonna say I don't like that. Very strange, isn't it? Why is my picker not picking? Picker with nil. SwiftUI picker with nil. Is this picker for optional type in Swift? It's an optional type. That's what they're called. I was saying, is it a nillable type? No, it's an optional type. Figured it out. It only took, how long have I been doing SwiftUI? A while. We'll see here. Okay. Interesting. The tag. Oh, this is such a weird thing, but I just read this and it reminded me of what it was. It's super weird. This is not the same type as the nillable thing. Here, you just have to say purchase gift status, but an optional one. And I bet you this works. I'm gonna bet you $10 that this works. Let's see. I feel pretty confident. I feel pretty good. Oh, no, I didn't like it. Did I not change? Oh, there goes my $10. I didn't change this back to null. To be honest, part of why I'm being a little blasé about this stuff is I learned something about Swift data that makes it, we're gonna have to migrate. I made that nice video about it and why I'm sticking with it, but in the end I am gonna move away from it, but we'll talk about that in a second. I just want to get this working. So here, purchased, okay, obtained, prepared, done. Very nice, and that should persist, right? If we go here, there. Honestly, that might be details that we put in this, but honestly, a lot of this UI I think is subject to change, so I'm not gonna worry too much about the UI yet as far as how helpful it is. But wait, did that persist? I thought we set this to purchased. We say obtained. Yeah, it is saving to Swift data, so that's great. I'm not sure why it does this like really light color. It's kind of weird. It almost looks like disabled, right? Pretty cool. Obtained. So we have our status. We can now set a status. Should we also set a, what was the other one that we thought about? Can I strike through? Is that a formatting option? No. This doesn't really have a lot of formatting options, which is good. I like that. But you know what I could do? There's a strike through. Give status, you're done. What type? Okay, so let's look at this. Purchase gift. Can do another enum. Very similar kind of situation here. We'll say purchase gift. We'll say like fulfillment type. Or method. Receive method. Receiving method. Set a type. Method sounds better. Is that how you spell receiving? Let's see. No, I don't think it is. I'm glad I Googled it. What do you got for me receiving? Oh, come on. There. That's better. All right. So it's like the method at which you receive the gift. I think the most obvious for now, we'll say in store, which will be in store. Should we do with a space? Is that a problem? I don't think so. I mean, for now. We can always change that later. And we'll say shipping, which sounds good. Right, are those the two ways that you get gifts? Is there any other way? I guess we'll say homemade. Homemade? Is that how you spell homemade? Is it two M's? That looks super weird. No, it's, you actually do put the E. Duh. I mean, it's still weird that there's M-E-M. That's weird. Is that two words? No, it's one word. Homemade. Okay. I guess, could you get something delivered? I mean, I guess you could. If you're getting something delivered, it's like, I guess, yeah. I mean, it's so similar to shipping, though. Right? For all intents and purposes, it's just, for what we're doing, it's just shipping. It's just faster shipping. So I think for now, shipping, we'll leave it as shipping. Okay, and then we can add this in here. Our, okay, we need to learn how to spell this eventually. Receiving method. And that'll be a purchased gift receiving method. And we'll say that's purchased gift receiving method dot, what's the default? I kind of feel like the default is nil, right? Like you have to select it. What if you don't select it? I guess you don't need to select it. It's only just, it's more information for you. Right? Which would be nice, I'm sure, but I mean, that's why it's there. But I guess if you don't put it in, that's fine. We'll say it's dot. Well, no, we'll say it's nil. Huh. Like I said. And then self dot receiving method is receiving method. Great. And you need a comma, I suppose. Here's what happened. I'm curious what happens if you do this in like the picker like this. So we'll do here, we'll just say method here. I don't know. We can always change this. Receiving method. We'll say purchased gift. Receiving method. And this will be method in. Then we'll do this as purchased gift receiving method. We'll make it nillable so that it works like we learned last time. Big stretch while it's building. And a big yawn, apparently. I'm sorry. Low energy today, I guess. That's what you want to see, right? It's your streamer yawn. Alright, here we go. So it just defaults in store. Just defaults to the first one. I guess that's fine. You can always change it later. Cool. I like this. So you could say, hey, I'm planning to get this in store. And then let's add the retailer. All right, so wait, go back to our planning document. What type it is. We'll say where you bought it. So where you bought it, it'd be nice to be like a suggested thing. So like with a bunch of retailers in it. But for now, we'll just add it as a string. We'll call it retailer. How about? And we'll set that equal to empty. We'll set it to empty. We'll say self.retailer is retailer. See, this stuff is so easy. Whoa, that music is coming in. Did I bump something? Maybe I bumped something. Maybe it's just really quiet before. Hey, Storytime Tales. Thank you for commenting on that. Thanks for checking it out. Appreciate it. Yeah, if you wouldn't mind, if you want to subscribe if you haven't already, that is a great way to keep up every time I'm streaming. Yeah, thanks for checking it out. Glad you like it. All right, so purchase gift form. We're just gonna throw in a text field here, and we'll just call it retail, call it where. I don't know. These are such bad labels. I don't know. I'm really bad at naming stuff like that. But we'll figure it out later. It'll always come through, and change stuff like that is really easy. Here we go. Build failed. Oh. Duh. That was Flutterbrain right there. Oh, you did sub. Hey, thank you so much, Storytime Tales. I really appreciate that. That is awesome. All right. So now we can type where. So I can say I got this from Amazon or whatever, and it'll keep track of that. I wish. This is kind of annoying because if you didn't know, there's no like label for this, you wouldn't know that means where, and you wouldn't know this means price necessarily. Is there a way to like always show label style dot a label that shows the title of the label? Huh. That's probably not it, because I don't know what this is even called. Let's see. Text field, that first is called the localized string key. Doesn't have a name, which makes sense. Right. Okay, let's go find this constructor. Does it have a name in here? Title key. So is there a title thing? Let's just Google it. How about? SwiftUI always show text field title. Interesting. I have multi-platform app with SwiftUI. Want to share. I've not been able to display both the title and prompt. I see. This is not what I want. Simpler, better floating title labels. Boy, this music's going crazy again. I hope you're in for some high energy going for it. Yeah, we could just do this, but I don't like that. I'm not signed in, and I'm not going to sign in on stream. I'm going to show text and icons side by side using label. That's not what I want. Did I say label? Text with title. I don't know. Maybe I'll look at this later, unless the official docs have something good for me, something that I can use. I don't think so though. Disable autocorrect and have a border. That's not what I want. You can give it a format and text of prompts. I can give it a prompt, but this seems to only really apply to, this only seems to apply to Mac OS. Styling text fields. Yeah. You can disable autocorrect, give rounded border. Interesting. I'm not sure if there's a way to do it. It would just be nice if there's a way that, here it's fine because it's like a prompt. But I don't want it to be a prompt. I want it to be like always there. I don't really know how Apple apps deal with this. I should check that out. That'd be good to know. Anyway, okay. We can set lots of good stuff here. Where's our tab? Where you bought it. And then interesting tracking number, tracking information. Obviously, that's like a huge topic that will be its own thing. I mean, I could have a thing where you put in the tracking number, it just wouldn't really do anything. But that really only matters if it's shipping. But one thing too I was thinking about is like a link to the item, you know, to like quickly, especially if it's in the plan stage, say like, hey, here's what I'm going to buy, like put in that link. That'd be a good idea for gift ideas too, but I'm not sure. Text field links, I'm not sure if there's something special in SwiftUI for text field link. Control the text. Oh, interesting. I've never heard of this. A text field link should be used to request text input from the user through a button interface. Oh, is this the thing from watchOS? Okay, that is not at all what I want, but that's cool. Swift field text field to a URL type. So we can have a URL. It looks like the way URL formatter works with text field view is not that great. Serve more as a validation tool rather than an organic way. Oh, so you could do the binding directly. So I could just save it as a string, and that would be fine. But then I'd have to do some sort of like validation on it. And I also want you to be able to quickly tap it, right? So that you can go view it super quick. And I'm not sure with our kind of how we have everything set up, how we want to do that. Maybe I should organize this a little better. Like these could be in their own section. Oops. I keep clicking the wrong thing. Is this me or did I lose all my hotkeys? Control click. Where's embed? Can I embed you? Yeah. It's like I lost my ability to embed quickly. I'm not sure why. It's super weird. This still works, right? Yeah. So we'll call this section, and we'll call this like tracking. Maybe. And then this stuff down here, we'll throw in a section called details. I think that'll look nice. Just to group everything together. Yeah. See, it's starting to already come together. Yeah. Sorry, I'm just thinking here. Trying to think on stream. It's never good. You know what I can talk about is why we're not going to use Swift data. So, this is a bummer story, honestly. Swift data. Well, first off, I was hoping to use CloudKit, right? CloudKit is, if you don't know, you can save stuff to, it like automatically syncs across all of Apple's platforms. Super user friendly. If they're signed in with an iCloud account on their iPhone or whatever, it just automatically works. It has an automatic like development and production and everything, which is great. But the problem with it, if I go to, I want to go to the console. I want to go to the console. I want to go to the docs. Is this what I want? No, I don't want to design. Come on, give me docs. All right, apparently I have to find my own docs. There we go. So, CloudKit. There's lots of stuff here, but the big one is the shared records. So this is one thing that I think will be a huge feature in the app. Again, I started making this app for like my wife and I to use. This is like the start. So this is a feature that's really important to us, is I want you to be able to share your iCloud database between two people, basically share records in a private database, which creates like a shared container, which is super important for this app, to be honest. Like, you have to be able to have like a household that you can share all these people and these events with. You just have to be able to do that. Turns out Swift data does not work with these shared records yet. And because we just had WWDC, like, if it's going to release in iOS 19, it's over a year from now. It's like a year and like 3 months. I don't want to wait that long. So I'm just going to have to either use like CloudKit directly, or you can use core data. There's like a whole guide on using core data and CloudKit. So maybe I'll just do that. Which is a bummer. It basically means Swift data, as we have it set up, I don't think is going to work for us, which sucks. But it is what it is. I knew that Swift data might not work out in the long term. So we'll just have to figure that out. But we may end up using like a Supabase or something, but I still want to try to do it the Appley way, just to learn how hard is this? Is this realistic? All that kind of stuff. And I really like the idea that you don't have to sign in. I really, really like that. Like, you're signed into iCloud, it just kind of works. So, yeah, that's pretty good. Let's think about anything else we can do. I mean, we've gone over an hour. It'd be, totally good. But, there's one thing maybe I want to do, and that's, I would like to learn, how hard is this? First off, Swift UI contacts picker. How hard is it to get a contact from Swift UI? I know, I'm sorry, Medium, I'm not signed in. Interesting, there's like a contact. This is using contact view controller. Interesting. Is contacts UI open source? This music is going crazy. I hope you guys are in for it. I would love to be able to add a person from your contacts. Like, I'd love if you can go in and do it. Interesting. Here's like a side by side. This looks easy. I mean, relative, right? How many stars does it have? 6? Yeah, it makes me nervous to use something like that, to be honest. I'd rather just use the native stuff. One or more contacts or their properties from the list of contacts displayed in the contact view controller. The picker supports both single. Interesting. Is there like a contacts kit? Let's see. Let's go through all of Apple's stuff. Contacts. What do you got? Actually uses context, format, and localized contact information. The contacts framework provides Swift and Objective-C APIs. Working with use contact. Contacts framework is available on all Apple platforms. And Here's a contact object. And so you can create a contact. But I really do want the contact UI, don't I? Right? I want to be able to say, oh, here's fetching contacts. You can fetch contacts using the contacts store. Remember the user's contacts database. It's all, but I don't want to get all your contacts. I just want the one that you add. Right? Because I also don't want the permission to like access every contact on your device. Yeah. It blocks the app while asking. Note that the user receives a prompt only the first time. Use existing permissions. I mean, I could create my own UI to create a contact. Oh, and there's a whole like thing. Yeah. All right. I don't want this. I don't want to just get your raw contact data. I don't think. I don't think I do. But let's look at this contact UI again. Where are you at? Contacts UI. And this works for a long time. Yeah. Oh, interesting. This doesn't have a watchOS thing, which is probably fine because I don't think people are adding people hopefully in their watch. I don't know if that will be a flow I support. Contact picker. That's a Mac OS. That's only a Mac OS. You're on iPad, iOS, and oh, but it's not Mac OS. Not that I need Mac OS right now, but Contact access smart button. Oh, this is only in the most recent stuff. And there's no information about this, which makes me not love it. Interesting. I wonder what this is. Creates a contact access button to allow users to quickly add contacts in the limited access state. Oh, and this looks like it's a SwiftUI thing, but it looks like it's beta. I don't want to only work on iOS 18, so that's not gonna work. For one, I don't have the on this machine. I don't have the thing downloaded. So I guess we're gonna do this picker, and I'll just have to interrupt with SwiftUI and UIKit, which is totally fine. This must be why these are separate. Because I bet this is, oops, I bet the Mac one, this is AppKit, and this is UIKit, which is why it works on Catalyst, but not like just Mac OS by itself. So, boy, I don't remember how to do this. Honestly, I may have to do this off camera for now. Yeah, this is not a high enough priority. I thought there might be a nice, easy way to do this with SwiftUI, but apparently not, which is fine. Well, I knew that was something with SwiftUI. So, I think we're just going to leave this here, actually. Yeah, we have a lot of information now in our GIFs. And what I have to do before next time is figure out how we're going to save this data. You know, we can keep using Swift data, but I'd rather migrate sooner than later. So I'm going to switch this over here to the big head and, yeah, shut her down. Thank you guys so much for watching. It's been fun, at least for me. You know, it's next week. I'm actually going back to work full time. So this is probably going to be my last morning stream for a while, because normally I'd be working right now. But I'm hoping to keep evening streams going for as long as I can. Keep this project going, even though I'll be back at work, just as like a side project, just, you know, for fun, my free time. Because that was the whole envision for this project from the start. Oops. Boy, I hope that didn't just sound super horrible. Yeah, this whole thing was just to have a fun thing to do on my own. So that's not going to change, even though I'm going to be back at work. And yeah, we'll hopefully get something on the App Store relatively soon. Just got to figure out this thinking thing and get it start to be usable. You know, I want to make sure it's in a good spot before I release it. So, but hopefully not too long. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Really do appreciate it. If you have any ideas, suggestions, be sure to drop them in those comments. And if you haven't followed on Twitch or subscribed on YouTube, definitely you can do both of those. It's My Dev Life MT on both of them. MT for Montana, which is where I live. My Dev Life. So definitely check those out. But yeah, we'll catch you next time. Thanks.
So